Hello and welcome to another Demon212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at NAM-1975, which, if you've never played it before, it's basically an action arcade game. It's like a side-scrolling run and gun, but it's also kind of like an on-rails game as well. It's a bit of a mashup of a load of things. It was released on the NEO.GEO. This may well be, in fact I'm pretty sure it is, the first review I've done of a VC game since the Wii U had an update that forced the screen size to go, well, native, I suppose is the way to put it, which for a lot of people that's great, because that's what they wanted and they didn't like stretching. But for people like myself who've got really bad eyesight, I kind of found the stretching a bit of a necessity, and now I'm really gutted that I've done the whole transfer to the Wii U, because I'd rather have kept all my games on the Wii had I found out about this beforehand. But seeing as they didn't give you a choice or anything, it was just forced, it has kind of really annoyed the hell out of me, and I wish that I could go back so many times, it's unbelievable. Pretty much every day I play a VC game now, I think, why the hell do I have to put up with this awful forced screen size? At least had they given you an option, you know, and if there is an option out there and I've just missed it, then please, for the love of God, help me out if you can. Just tell me, even if it's something like you have to push 17 buttons all at the same time on 4 different pads and that forces you to change over, then it'd be great. But on to the actual game. You've kind of seen it now running in action there, so you know what I mean. It's kind of like a on-rails game, up with the fact that you've got a very specific movement path. There's different things that you can do. You've got like grenades and that, and you can throw them to help you fight basically bosses and also boss type enemies, because like you've got your regular enemies which you just shoot them and they die, and then you've got things like those, the boats and the helicopters and things like that, the tanks that just take a lot of bullets, so the grenades help out with them. But you also might be best off saving your grenades for when you do have a boss, because there are 6 stages and each of them has their own fiendish boss, and basically it's one of those situations that you will die an awful lot on this game, and it's something that the burden can be bared together. You can play co-op, which does work quite well, although at the same time, because you're both moving on this little board just left and right, it can sometimes get complicated, especially because as you're moving, your crosshair's moving, and then the moment that you hold down the button to fire, just the crosshair moves, and you've got to learn how to dodge and that, and like there's a button for it, and you can either run or you can tap it in a certain direction and you'll do that, well, essentially the roll that I've just been doing there. And it's just one of those things that it takes a little while to get used to the controls. It is certainly easier when you've got a classic controller than a Wii remote, which I'm unfortunately using right now, and I'm only just discovering just how much more difficult it is with a Wii remote. But if you like these sorts of games, then this is actually a pretty decent one for the price, and it's literally, I never really thought I'd get it, but because of the stars program in the EU where you can get Wii points, I ended up having stars on profiles that I didn't particularly want to manage anymore, so I just cashed them in for Wii points and got this, and I've currently got a few more Wii points, so I'm deciding what else I can look at to buy. And it's just one of those things, while it was never on my list of things to get, and it was just out of necessity of wanting to spend the points rather than have them wasted, because you can't even gift anymore on the Wii U. Otherwise I'd have just gifted me friend's fiancée a Space Harrier because she absolutely loves it, but she doesn't go around buying old classic games or anything like that. She just plays the odd thing that he's got lying around. It's the sort of thing that I would have loved to have sent her that instead, but I get something myself because the gifting system's gone, and honestly I could have done a lot worse. Considering there are games out there that I actually willingly bought and thought, oh, this will be amazing, and then I've sat there and just not played them because I've hated them. The fact that I've never really had any hopes for this and it turns out I love it, then it's something that's definitely been a bit of a blessing in disguise. As well as things like grenades and that, you might notice I've had a few power-ups like flamethrowers and different types of machine gun and that, and it's quite cool how you've got different things. It just breaks up the mundanity of it. And I found out recently there's actually a huge community out there, people who still play this game, who keep trying to break the 1,000,000 points barrier and saying can it be done and what you can do, this, that and the other. So it is one of those that if you're into that sort of high score gaming, then this is probably a great game to get yourself into and just find the community and join in with it, you know. Graphically, it looks quite cool. Musically, I quite like how it sounds. There's a lot of people who rave about the sound, and as soon as that ice cream van shoves off, then I'll shut up for a little bit and let you listen to some of the music to finish the vid, because honestly, I can't think of anything else I've got left to say.
Luckily, an ex-US Army scientist has been kidnapped by Puffy.
So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.